So in 2014 we were treated to not one but two movies about Hercules. One was The Legend of Hercules, the other one just plainly called Hercules. And they, had a different kind of story to them, but they kind of went around the same general premise. So I'll be comparing the two in this comparison episode. So here it is. First of all, let's start with The Legend of Hercules. Now, Legend of Hercules came out on the 10th of January 2014. Not a very good start, because January is known for shit movies. Not very good at all. But it starred Kellan Lutz. Kellan Lutz, you know him. And it was directed by Remy Harlan. And he's done films like Deep Blue Sea, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Die Hard 2. Those type of films. So not a bad set of films for a director. Kellan Lutz, I'm not really too sure what he's done in the past. It also starred Scott Adkins. Everybody knows him for his martial arts type stuff, like that type of stuff. And also it starred a Roxanne McKee. And those of you who don't know who she was in a few episodes in Game of Thrones. She used to do a TV series here. Well, she was in one or two episodes of this TV series. It was called Lip Service here in the UK. And all it was about lesbians and gays and so on. But yeah, she was very good in that. And this, yeah. So the premise of Legend of Hercules is Hercules and his brother. His brother's a dick, and it starts off with Scott Adkins taking over, I think it's Thrace, I don't know, but he takes it over, and then his, his wife, played by Roxanne McKee, who's Queen Alchemine? Queen Alchemine, that's it, yes, and then what happens is, she then gets impregnated by Zeus, and there's a scene where Zeus is proper giving it to her. You see her screaming and going for it. He's proper pounding the hell out of her. You don't actually see Zeus, but you see her see what he's doing to her. And Scott Adkins walks in, and obviously he's not very happy with this. And lo and behold, she's then pregnant with Hercules. Even though she's already got a kid, but she shows throughout this whole film that she is more into Hercules than her older child. Which is pretty obvious. So, following her little rumpy-pumpy with Zeus, after that, Hercules grows up and he has a love interest and blah blah blah, and yeah, and it just keeps going, and the film just continues from there. And I don't know, I might sound like I don't know what to say, because there is nothing really to say about this film throughout the majority of it. One thing though in this movie, Hercules, the Legend of Hercules, the actual mythology behind it is he fights a lion, and it's one of the most important parts of the whole Hercules mythos. This whole part of it, it's very important. So in the Legend of Hercules, Hercules fights the lion, and he fights the cheapest looking lion in the world. This lion looks like a puppet. I mean, yes, it looks so cheap, it's ridiculous. And he fights this lion, he obviously wins because it's a puppet he's fighting, and his brother goes and takes credit for it, but it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But all in all, at the end of the film, Hercules wins, and yeah. So this movie was done on a $70 million budget, and it made about 61.3 million at the box office. So it didn't do well, this movie, and I can see why. If you actually watch it, it's not good. And it was, we all know January is not a good time to release a movie, and this movie did not do well at all. And even the story itself was crap. But it was done on a $70 million budget, but it looked like it was, like the old Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules back in the day, the old TV show in the late 90s. It looked like that, but it was filmed now, and it just looked so shit. And so personally, I give Legend of Hercules a 1.5 out of 10. So now, moving on, we now have a few months down the line, on the 25th of July, came out another movie, just called Hercules. No legend of, no mythos of, just called Hercules. And this was, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of course. The Rock was in this one, so already you got a bit of momentum there. And it was directed by Brett Ratner. Now, Brett Ratner has directed films in the past. He's directed Rush Hour 4. He directed Rush Hour 4? Rush Hour 3, what am I talking about? He directed one of them. And he directed The Family Man, which was alright. And he directed X-Men Last Stand. So, comparing the directors, Legend of Hercules, I'd say that director, Remy Harlan, a little bit edged it, because Brett Ratner's his CV, his portfolio of movies, not quite as good. But looking at actual Hercules, not that bad of a film, this one. This one here starred Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of course, like I said. It also had Ian McShane, and he was like, I can never pronounce the guy's name that he played, but he was, kind of the conscience kind of thing. And John Hurt, he was the bad guy. He was kind of good. He plays I think it's Cottis or something, but he plays a guy who's kind of being helped by Hercules throughout, and then he turns on him in the end. But this one is a lot grittier. The story, it's a lot more it shows a more vulnerable side to Hercules. And Hercules, for a lot of this movie, looks like a bit of a junkie for some of it, because he's just having visions and so on. But it's a lot more grounded, this one, in a kind of, if you can make a mythological kind of movie more grounded, but because Hercules as a character, you see some kind of build-up, and he's, it's not that bad of a watch, this one. A lot more entertaining than Legend of Hercules, but still, it's not going to win any, obviously didn't win any Oscars or anything, but it wasn't too bad of a film. One thing that is insane about Hercules, not Legend of Hercules, Hercules, well, both of them really. In Legend of Hercules is massive, he's quite big, but he's only seen like a little bit bigger than everyone else. In Hercules, The Rock, who plays, I should really just call him Dwayne Johnson, who plays Hercules, he's huge compared to everyone else. I mean, everyone just looks like little itty bitty ants compared to him. I mean, I know he's a big guy, but he's showing us out of this world huge. I mean, I think he used to portray that he's the son of Zeus, but come on, he's insanely big compared to everybody else. And of course the whole lion scene, that's done in like some early montage at the start, when one of Hercules' little, I think his nephew or something, is telling the story of him, and the lion looks bigger than life, it looks huge, this lion, but it does look like a lion, it doesn't look like a fucking puppet, it actually looks good, so props to them there. I mean, Hercules, this one was done on a budget of 100 million, and it does show in the production value, you can see it. And it made at the box office about $243.4 million or something like that. So it made money, this movie, so it was a bit of a success, but all in all, I mean, that's not taking into account, marketing and so on, but all in all, so this one was a lot more successful, made more money. And the story itself was a little bit better, because, it had a more of a gritty kind of edge to it. There was the deaths in this were brutal. You see some savage murder in this one. So it's a lot better in that sense. In terms of a story, Hercules, it has a lot more going for it. I mean, like I said, the lion scene's pretty good. And the way, the ending's a bit more kind of epic, kind of finish to it. It's a lot more, enjoyable to watch. So yeah, just a bit more going on there. So what I'd be giving this movie, Hercules, out of 10, probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. So compared to Legend of Hercules, I'm giving, like I said, I gave that a 1.5 out of 10. Comparing the two, it's, if you're going to pick one Hercules movie to watch from 2014, just pick Hercules. Don't bother with Legend of Hercules, because it's just It's just shit. Don't bother with that one. Hercules is alright. It's worth watching. It's not like the greatest action movie of all time, but it's watchable. You can sit down and watch the film. It's alright. So, yeah, if you're going to watch any of them, just watch that one. Forget Legend of Hercules. So that's all for now. I'll be doing more comparisons of different movies, and then I'll be just doing some straight up movie reviews. So yeah, thanks for your time, and see you soon. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye. Yeah. How did I forget? Joseph Fiennes is in this movie. In Hercules, not Legend of Hercules. Hercules. Joseph Fiennes is in it. How did I not give him a mention? Shakespeare is in this movie. Guess Hercules did have a better cast. Yeah. I wonder what Joseph Fiennes is doing these days. Yeah. Joseph Fiennes, Ian McShane, John Hurt, Dwayne Johnson. Cast for Hercules really digged on Legend of Hercules. It really did. My God. Oh well.